Disclaimer, I do not own any of the pictures and videos shown here, and also dedicated to Kitty Cat and fuck you Danny ass Giger, El Sucio Dan. So, from a Joker review, I'm just gonna point out what I liked, what I disliked, what I felt was good, and what wasn't about the film, and its changes on the Oscars upcoming and the upcoming awards, as well as just dynamic chemistry of the movie and performance. And one of the most important points of the film is the opening scene. It's one of the most important things in any film, the opening scene, and I think it's a pretty good one since we're shown what are we dealing with the Joker forcing a smile with his fingers. So we learn right away that we're looking at it, from then and on. Everything that matters right now is a sequence of events that leads Arthur Fleck to becoming the Joker, and for that it is key to point out Joaquin Phoenix's performance. Performing the Joker has always been a controversial topic. We have had so many actors about it. So many have failed to impress the public. When it comes to Joaquin Phoenix, I am impressed. Most people in the critics are impressed as well, even though there is this opinion, unpopular opinion, which is that Joaquin Phoenix receives a lot of exposure time. Like we do not get to learn anything about other characters other than him, which is basically the point of the film. But it does give the film a lack of pace and a lack of interest, since all we know is him and him turning around everything. Even though Joaquin Phoenix's performance is top tier, I don't think he's gonna win the Oscar. To be fair, to be honest, because normally Oscars for Best Actor are given to those performances who are in the middle of perfection and exaggeration. Okay, like a common movie critique is going to consider Joker as an exaggerated performance, and not for example in a movie like, I don't know, The Godfather, which is a character that doesn't really spend much of the time screaming and doing weird faces and overreaction and stuff, but it's just seriously playing good acting. It's a different topic, which I don't believe he's gonna earn it. If he does, it's gonna feel like The Revenant. In The Revenant, DiCaprio earned the Oscar, and to be fair, I didn't feel like he deserved it, but he was given it not only because it wasn't exaggerated, but it was a good performance, but it was exaggerated, but also because he had been nominated so many times for so many roles, so people was like, okay, let's give it to him at least once. He's a loved actor, which in the case of Joaquin Phoenix, he kind of also falls in the same denomination. If he wins the Best Actor Oscar, it's because of that reason. The movie itself is pretty good, but is it gonna win the Best Movie Oscar? I don't think so. It's a controversial film. It's a dark film. It has good points, but it's not the perfect film. Or a film that will earn the Oscar. It may, as if I am not really sure who is going to compete against it. There's a few films who might actually feel like a best film for this year, so it does have a chance. But if there's a film like last year's Moonlight, that's going to beat it absolutely to the point in which there's no chance. But the film itself is pretty cool. The directing from Todd Phillips, who's a comedy director, it's really good. Cinematography wasn't that good, even though the stair scenes, the dancing the stairs scenes is pretty good. The rest of the film was just regular, and everything it felt so common in the other senses. Overall, in my opinion, the film is pretty good. Is it the best movie of the year? I'm not sure, but it deserves it. I don't think so. Best actor, maybe. More probably. Directing and the other cinematographic stuff, no, not at all. Makeup, probably, it's pretty good. But the film itself, and that's to be pointed out by me. The moonrise scene at the end of the show, it's one of my favorite scenes ever right now. Ever. And the film itself is pretty good. In my opinion, it's a 9 out of 10. A big 9. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this, and hope to see you around with another shitty review on another shitty film. Bye.